Is that mute? Are we good? Hello?
Yo, 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 yo.
Hello? Right. Oh, I actually should have checked this. Is your just use your succulent voice for me for a minute, just so I can check audio levels.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Oh, I'll put you at 60.
Yo, yo, yo.
I'm putting you at 69% audio. So
nice. Okay.
Right. Let me just pause the music.
Let me know how it sounds. It's all good. There's gonna be some technical difficulties, but
I'm sure we'll sort them out.
Oh yeah,
maybe,
for sure.
Maybe week 3. I don't even have a button. I don't even have a button for Fluffcast on my thingy. I need to fix that. Right.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
Nice.
Here we go. Look at this. Oh, well, it looks a bit Dead Space now, but hello. Welcome to Fluffcast. It's how many months?
Here.
Is it like 14 months?
About a year. Yeah, about a year.
Our
yearly podcast.
Yeah, it took me like a year to make this whole overlay. So, yeah. And we lost Keanu. Keanu is just gone. So yeah. I think he's still stuck in the first Fluffcast.
Yeah. So, yeah, we gotta go get him. We gotta go save him.
But yeah, welcome to Fluffcast. This is obviously me, Fluff. This is Coops below. As you all know, Dim Solo used to be Dim Cooper. Is now Solo. No, don't worry, Fletch. They're all turned off. That you can spam them now. They won't work. Any technical issues? Try and do alerts or whatever. They shouldn't work. But yeah, welcome. I'll go through a little itinerary of what's to come. I don't know how long. Oh no, they are still working. Fuck. Well, I'm glad you. I'm glad you did that because now I can turn them off. This is definitely Fluff Rogan. Yes.
Yeah, Fluff.
Right, they shouldn't work now. Right, we're good. But yeah, the little itinerary of before anything, we have a happy birthday to sing to somebody. Oh, now, I don't know if you all knew this, but he let this go under the radar. And it was Coop's birthday yesterday, right? He messaged me and went, "Do you want to hang tonight? You know, I'm not doing anything." I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah." Went to see Tom after work, came on late, and then I was sat in a call with Coops who were sorting stuff out about this, and all of a sudden Otis went, "Oh, Coops, did you have a nice birthday?" And I was like, "What?" So I think it's because he's 69 and he doesn't want to celebrate that he's 69.
Yeah, no shit.
But
I feel 69.
We are going to do happy birthday in the only way that we do happy birthday now since... Whose birthday was it? I can't remember. It was someone's birthday, but someone sent me this video and it has every name in the world, including Cooper.
Awesome. I can't wait. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody.
It's your birthday today. Well, not today, yesterday. Cooper!
Yesterday. That's me! Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Yes. My kids fucking love this video too.
Oh, really?
Oh god, Connor plays it over and over. Especially when it's... Oh yeah. No one played it for me yesterday though.
See, if I'd have known, I'd have played it all last night. It's your birthday to yesterday, Cooper! It just go on for like a minute 15. I was going to say, 2 minutes, it's not worth. It was your birthday yesterday, not now.
Yeah, that's true. I don't need it, yeah.
Oh, I think it was Glitchy actually that sent this video.
Yeah, I don't remember where I originally saw this.
Cooper!
Either Otis or you or something like that. Well, thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Happy birthday, mate.
Thank you.
Oh, let's not play that. That's a natural song. That's going to get us muted. But yeah, first thing on the list is to wish Coops a happy birthday for yesterday. Let's pretend it's today.
Close enough.
So be sure to wish him happy birthday.
It's my birthday weekend.
Yeah, that's it.
Every day.
Well, as Lee's mum says, whenever it's her birthday, it's her birthday month.
So, yeah, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, I usually go. I try and maybe go a couple of days birthday, but yeah, I mean a birthday month. I don't think I could get away with that. But yeah, happy birthday to one of my best friends, Mr. Coops.
Thanks,
I hope
everybody.
You had a nice
Thank
time.
you, Fluff.
A nice
yes,
day.
I did. It was awesome hanging out. Yes, it was awesome hanging out. Oh yeah, always is.
It is. It's always a good time with Mr.
Got
Coops.
a little fucked up.
Actually, DKC's right. It's your birthday year. It's not your birthday week. It's not your birthday day. It's the year of Coops. That's it.
Nice.
You know, like they have the Chinese, like the year of the fish. It's the year of Coops.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
All right. I like it. Sounds good to me.
Yep. Right. So a little rundown of what we're going to talk about today. In the title, or pretty much the main topics we're going to go through. There's lots of things from things we've both played, like Doom. Have you finished Doom actually?
I haven't. I'm pretty close to the end. I just get distracted with like playing some other shit, like Red Dead Redemption again. Oh god,
you've done a typical Coops.
Yeah, you've done this a lot. Classic Coops. Yeah,
it's Coops. It's another one for the list.
No, not yet. Not yet. It still has a chance.
It's still installed, so it's got a chance.
Right. I just unlocked the old one. I just like broke him out.
Oh, okay.
So I'm into the. I guess I don't know if we're gonna talk about spoilers or anything, but like the Cthulhu type shit, which I like.
Dude, the Cthulhu guy is cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Doom, that's probably what we're going to start with. Then we're going to talk a bit of a marathon because Coops' new favorite addiction is coming. Marathon. We're not running a marathon. Don't worry. I don't think I'd last that long, but So marathon. I've not played anything on that. But I've seen things and I've seen controversy. I'm Sean Connery. And Coops has played it though. So we're going to talk a bit about that. Night Rain that just came out today. Coops has got that. Might have not played any yet. But we watched DKC play it. So, I mean, we know like highest level gameplay of that already. And then I'm going to probably talk for like 20 minutes, even though I feel like I've already spoke way more than Coops and I feel bad. But about Expedition.
No, you're fine, man. You're good.
And then we'll talk about a bit of what's to come, games we're looking forward to. And then a bit going into some shows, films. And there's a couple of things that I know. Yesterday, we pretty much should have just filmed that because we went into some stuff then about Star Wars and stuff, didn't we? I always feel like whenever we chat, whether it's like we just chill or we're just having a laugh, I'm like, we should just record everything we talk about because
I do too sometimes.
We just go into tangents about things, and then I'll go to bed. I'm like, fuck that. We should have either streamed that or at least recorded it because it would have made like a good little video or something.
Yep. You can clip it up too. Take clips of it. And,
but usually we're both naked, rubbing lotion on our bodies.
That's true. So the video would be.
It would have to go on like Coops Pornhub.
Coops OnlyFans or
Might have to delete a few thousand gigabytes of already made content though to fit ours. And then pretty much that's it. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a lot, but it probably will be quite a lengthy discussion, especially some of them. But to start off, hello everybody. As the pinned comment says, alerts are not meant to be working, but they are. So please don't spam. We won't be able to read comments. We're reading comments, but we won't be able to maybe like interact as we normally do when we stream. I'll be typing in chat and stuff to people. But yeah, thank you everyone for being here and chilling. Apollo, I hope you're well. I hope Jen's well. Yeah, we got Joe Rogan. Well, there actually, he's below me. He's actually to the side of me on the screen, but below me. But yeah,
Joe Rogan.
Coops, it's good to have you. This is probably going to be
Thanks for having me.
The setup for a while. We'll have people on every now and again, but I feel until we're both learning, like Coops has looked way more into podcasts and stuff, haven't you? But I think it makes sense to keep. I mean, not that we're just keeping it exclusive. If people were like, oh, you know what? If you're talking about this, why not? Can I come on? Like, we're not going to say no, but I just think for now, while we're still getting to grips and learning certain things and getting a vibe for it, this will be how it is for now. But yeah, thank you. So without further ado, I'm going to shut the fuck up. And Doom, Coops, I'll let you talk about Doom. What do you think about Doom?
So the new Doom. When I first started playing it, it kind of gave me the same vibes as like 2016 and Eternal. I like it, but 4 or 5 hours in, I was like, man, I'm already starting to kind of get bored of this. It's just the level design. It was good, but it wasn't, it wasn't great. Um, it's like feels like battle arena to battle arena. You're just kind of killing everything, moving on to the next open area, killing everything, moving on to the next open area. Whereas I know I'm a Doom 3 defender, but I just love Doom 3 so much because it's just the environment was great, just exploring. To me, it had a good balance of action and exploration. Reminds me of games like Dead Space. So Doom has always been kind of disappointing to me in that regard in terms of the level design. But once I got to like level 5, when you find the dragon, I was like, holy shit, like they should have opened up with this. Like, this is amazing. Like, because you're flying around this dragon, it feels good to fly too. Like, it's cool. They don't do enough in those open areas. I believe they could do more,
Yeah.
but still it was fun. And then you're like landing on these ships and fighting enemies, and then you're blowing the ships up. Like, I'm like, holy shit, like they should have opened with this. Like, I want the whole game to be this. And as I played it, I really started to enjoy, and I know you've played it too, and you've beat it, in fact. But as I got further along, I was really starting to enjoy the shield more and the certain abilities that it has. Like,
Mm.
I used like the minigun turret for most of it. I love that minigun where you get those
Yeah.
perfect parries, and then like, or you can like have earthquake slams and shit. Like, it's really cool. Like, you can have different abilities that go back and forth, that like complement each other.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the melee. Like, Doom obviously is gun oriented, gun focused.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved when I got like using the flail and fighting, like, let's say like a cyber demon or like a tougher enemy, and you go back and forth. You're hitting with the fucking super shotgun, you're throwing your shield at them, then you're smashing them with the flail. It's just really cool back and forth. Like, it feels good. It's unique. Like, it adds something to Doom between the shield and the flail, like in the melee, it's a lot more that's carrying it for me.
Mm.
It's a lot more entertaining than I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna
I
be.
agree. I love Doom. For me, I like Doom 2016 and Eternal, but I'm
Yep.
very much like you. Like, I really like Doom 3, but my favorite Doom is Forever, and I think everyone's sick and tired of me sucking this game off. But I really like Doom 2 on the.
Oh,
Well,
the
I played it
classic
on the
Dooms are awesome,
PC
man.
back in the day, but what a game! And this feels Doom Eternal. You fly around like you're a fucking Marvel superhero. It's crazy. Whereas in
Yeah, it's
this,
intense.
I
It's like
feel
ADHD.
like it's a lot more grounded. You're not jumping and swinging on things too much. You do it for puzzles more, but not in combat.
Yeah. Yep.
And I really like the melee. I think the fact that melee is like really it carried me because it's the way you get your ammo and it's the way you get your shield. Um, yeah, I think making it more melee focused for me kept me interested because I was a bit bored to start with. I mean, I played it off stream clearly,
Yep.
but
I was too.
I didn't whatsoever watch 1 second of cutscenes. So, I didn't watch any cutscenes at all. Obviously, this is not my gameplay, by the way. I'm not this good. Um, but yeah. So I skipped everything. So I have no idea what the story is about or what happens. In fact, I watched someone stream it, and I was like, "Huh, that happens?" Because I just skipped literally everything in the game. So starting the game, it starts very slow, just like 2016. Whereas like Doom Eternal was
Keep
straight
going.
away.
I
Yeah, you're
just
good,
need
mate.
1 minute.
No, you're good, mate. Whereas Doom Eternal was like straight away, you just start going crazy. It's like a million miles an hour straight off the gates. Whereas this is very tutorial heavy. Like, oh, because there's a lot more to this Doom than the others. I know Doom Eternal has like the flamethrower. It has. Does it have the punch? Doom Eternal has like a punch where. Oh, and it has like the fucking gory kill thing. So this Doom is a lot slower because you have a shield, so you have to learn how to parry and what parrying does and what signs, because an enemy will give off like a certain like a green. If it shoots something green at you, that's your key to parry basically. So, I'd say the first hour and a half is a bit slow, and then you get to a level where I can't remember the level. I think it's level 4, and it's really it's pretty much just open, a massive section. And from that point, I'd not done any side stuff, and I did everything from then on. Like I got 70% or more on all of the levels from level 4 onwards. But the first 4 levels I just ran through because I was like, yeah, this is dragging. I honestly would have stopped playing if it carried on like that. But
Yeah, me
soon
too.
after that, you get the dragon, and they don't do too much with that. But again, I feel like they didn't want to make a level where it's I don't know, not an Elden Ring size map, but like a fucking map of decent size, and have you fly around and explore, because I think they were testing the waters thinking, well, if no one likes this and we put a 5-hour level like this, no one's going to like it. So I think that's why they did like 3 levels where you go on the dragon and explore a little bit to kind of test the waters. And I think we will get another Doom game in this era, and
It's more open.
yeah, and it'll be more open because I think they're the best parts of the game.
Yep. Dude, you nailed it. When I first saw this game, Doom the Dark Ages, like it showed him on the dragon and shit, I was like, oh man, is this gonna be a more open world Doom? And I know that we're all like, oh god, another fucking open world. You know what I mean? Everything's turning into open worlds. But you said it perfectly. If it was more of a smaller open world, a more condensed experience, but with cooler shit packed in, that's all they had to do. Like I wish they would have taken the dragon and you could fly him around and you could like fight on top of him, then land him on the ground and you jump off, and then you're fighting on imagine you can call him in as like a cooldown or something, and he like swoops down
like,
and fucking,
if you could stat him out, like like you can pretty much upgrade everything in the game, but imagine if you could get different abilities for the dragon and have it as like a global cooldown rather than ammo. I think that will be really good.
I agree.
But yeah, I think the game as a whole, I like it the most out of all 3 of the recent Dooms. And I think I've played Doom 2016 and I've played Doom Eternal, loads. I played through them like 3 times each minimum. But I could see myself. I definitely want to stream this, and I definitely could see myself playing it again off stream, because
do you like how?
For me, I love the weapons in this game as well. Like just the base shotgun. When you get it fully upgraded, you can have an upgrade for it, because that's another thing as well. You don't like in the other Dooms. You have to choose. Do you want this upgrade, or do you want to spend a point on this other upgrade? Whereas in this, the way it works is you have an initial upgrade to make it, I don't know, fire ammo, and then the second one is a choice in 2, but you only have to buy one of them, and you've got them both. So if there's maybe an enemy that, okay, these are more susceptible to fire, you don't have to play kind of one side. You can just level up one and then have them both. So I really like that. I think that you're not wasting ability points or whatever it is into shit that you don't need to. And just the main shotgun, I think the top upgrade for it is like turns it to a rapid, like a 4-shot shotgun.
Yeah.
So that's really good. But I use the gun that's on now on the screen, the pulverizer. When you fully upgrade that, I literally didn't switch off that. It was so good. Like that. And I think the top upgrade, you get ammo back for it. And then obviously your melee gives you ammo as well. So that hard carried me through the game. And just to look at the game, like who doesn't want to use like a weapon that crushes a skull and fires its fragments at people and kills? Like, how cool is that?
Cool. It's very Doom. It's a very Doom weapon.
So, and some of the other weapons are kind of cool as well. Like not to spoil, but what is the BFG in this game?
It's
cool. I didn't think that. I didn't think that they were gonna even put the BFG in, because it doesn't seem like it's that sort of. I know there's that sort of technology in it, kind of futuristic, like sci-fi, but it doesn't feel like
medieval.
Yeah, it doesn't. It feels like more medieval. So I thought that it was going to be like the BFG was going to be like a claymore. I was adamant the entire game that we're going to pick up a giant sword and like chop someone up with it. And
Yeah,
that was going to
that'd be
be like the
cool.
big thing. But
Dude, that'd been a sick melee weapon.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, dude!
And
If you
when
could
I
use a
didn't,
so fucking badass
when you got
sword.
the last one, I was like, oh, that's cool. But I thought you were going to get like a giant claymore or something.
Yeah, I have thoughts
Um,
about the mace. Yeah, I'll definitely talk about the mace.
yeah. But the second weapon, that's the mace, right? That's the one
Yeah,
that as soon as I got
the
that,
flail.
I had so I'd saved up all my gold and stuff, to literally go as soon as I find a melee weapon that I like, I'm just gonna put all my points into it. And then as soon as I
Yeah,
got that and I saw what you get for it, I was like, okay, I'm using this and nothing else now. So yeah, that was I think the initial one is just fists, right? And
yep,
then the last one, it didn't. I'd used the mace too long to even think about switching, and it would have been points that I could put into a different weapon rather than put into something that I might not like. So I
yeah.
stuck with the mace, which is a bit boring, I suppose. But um, yeah, I really liked it. It was good. Like I said, I can't really comment on the story because I did the thing that I do when I'm off stream, and I was chatting. I had music on, and I didn't watch one cutscene. In fact, I remember when I beat the final boss, I went, "Oh, Butters, this is the final cutscene," and I skipped it, and he was like, "Oh, that's funny." It's like then we just got cutscene, and we just got credits, and I skipped the credits. I was like, "Yep, that's literally the final cutscene of Doom Butters. It's like 2 seconds long." So
That's it. That's all
yeah,
you
it's
see.
done. But like, it might be good. I'm sure the story is good, but for me, Doom doesn't need a story. Like,
Yeah.
just let me get stuck in. I don't play Doom for lore. Maybe some other people want to know, but it's not. I didn't play it for that.
See, I liked it better when it was like, I don't mind if they go into the Doomslayer's history a little bit. You find out more about him. But yeah, they don't need to go. Like, what I'll say about the story is, yeah, I won't go into spoilers. And I'm watching the cutscenes. It's fine. It's the beginning, you don't really care about anybody. The
Mm,
Doomslayer is cool. He's cool. He
yeah,
doesn't really. He's like a Gordon Freeman though. He's pretty much mute. Doesn't say anything, but he's a badass. He's intimidating. I like the Doomslayer, and I don't mind learning more about him.
I think that's what's cool
But
about him though, that he's not
and
faceless,
mysterious.
but he's like, I think it can ruin characters when you give him a voice.
True.
So it
True.
only
Yep.
works for certain games like for Duke Nukem, for example. He
Yeah.
is
Oh
the
yeah.
reason
He's got to
why.
talk.
Yeah, he has a personality. But Doom Guy, I feel if they gave him a voice actor and he started, interacting more with people, and I
Yeah.
just feel
No.
like I don't care. Like he wouldn't
Yep.
match the image I've got of him. Like to me, people are going to be like, I picture if they ever made like a Doom film, not the one that they did make, but like a proper Doom film, there'd be like a woman in distress with a kid, like, oh, save me, oh, and she's
Somebody
like,
help me.
my husband's dead, my mum's dead, and he just walks out and goes and kills all the monsters. Like he doesn't even react. Like he's
Yeah,
just
he
like
doesn't even say
stone
anything.
face, like
Yep.
doesn't give a fuck.
Just
So
fucking cocks the
yeah, yeah.
shotgun and just
That's
right
all.
takes
That's all
care
I'd
of
say. Yeah,
business.
like that. That's
Yeah.
all he has to say. So I think that I didn't watch any cutscenes, but I hope they kept him like that and didn't try and give him too much.
Oh yeah. I've been, like I said, I'm God, 20, 25 hours and well, maybe not that many hours, 15 hours into the game, I'll say. Because I'm running around doing all the side shit, like finding all the secrets and keys and
Hmm.
I'm exploring the areas. He said one word.
All right, and
So
that was oh
that's it. Yeah, pretty yeah. Besides,
yeah.
yeah, besides the death, like the grunts, yeah, he has said one word. So no, and he, like I said, no, they're doing a great job with him. But
Hmm.
there's the one chick, I don't even remember her name, and then there's a king type dude, and they're fighting a
Yeah,
war against the demons, and it's like I don't give a shit about this.
yeah, yeah,
It's not that they're bad characters; they're
hmm.
just not very. There's not. They're
Yeah,
just pretty vanilla,
hmm.
cut and dry. There's nothing special about
Yeah,
them. So it's more or less. I get they're trying to have like this. Hey, there's this big war going on. This is why we need the Doomslayer. Like
yeah, yeah.
I get, and then there's a whole other faction of aliens that like control the Doomslayer. So he's kind of like a slave right now to them.
Hmm.
Um, and then like, and then I won't. Okay, I won't go any more than that just to spoil things. But it's like I said, the story is okay. It's fine, but
Yeah,
obviously the gameplay is why you're playing Doom.
yeah.
It's what carries it. And like earlier, I know we're like on the gameplay if you're watching it, there's a spot where he's getting like attacked by all these different Hell Knights, and you're just those are the moments where the game truly shines, where you're just you're just super shotgunning, throwing your shield, you're smashing them with the flail back and forth, and then you're like having to look out. Oh shit, here come I'm check your back, and then using all the abilities at your disposal, like and using that shield dash to if you have to like it's great for like traversal, like if you have to like close the gap, get across the map, like it's awesome for that. You don't have like a dash or anything anymore, which I do love. Like when games have like a dash, it's just cool. It feels good. But that shield dash works to me works just as well in that regard. So and then you have to be, and then it's got like these bullet hell type things where you see these orbs flying at you, and the red ones you dodge, the green ones you can parry and like deflect back, and then you get special enhancements and abilities from doing that. So you can stun enemies, you can like your minigun can pop up. You can do different things with that too. It's just cool. It gives you so many different tools and without feeling like overwhelming or confusing. It's very simple. You can kind of pick what you want to do, how you want to play, what guns you like to use more. It doesn't feel like Eternal where it felt like you kind of have to use everything.
Every gun.
Yeah, which is I get it. It's cool.
It's good to watch for me, but it's too much for me. Like my prime example is if you like Doom Eternal, never watch Jesse play it because Jesse is so good at it that you will never ever you'll go back on it and you'll be like, well, I'm not as good as Jesse, so what's the point? Like it looks like someone who's never held a controller is playing a game right now compared to Jesse. Jesse is crazy, and he plays on the max difficulty, and he's just talking in Discord at the same time. Me, I was playing it on Ultra Violence, this one, and there was times where I'd just go silent because I'm like hyper focusing. I'm like, I don't want to, because it's like
baby.
That's another thing about the game. You are the Doom guy, but you are so. I feel like you're just like you are dead in 2 or 3 hits. Like then on the screen, he got hit by flames and a bullet, and he was down to 20 health, and he had max everything before that. So
you're definitely a glass cannon.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
And you could play it on the easier difficulties and not have to deal with that. But I'm playing it on Nightmare, and oh yeah, dude, I'm dying. In the beginning, I'm like, that's not too bad. It's kind of easy, and then now it's
and I like it as well that although you lose all that health, you can get it back in that same battle, and you come out the battle if you play it right with the just as much health as you went into it with. Which I feel in Eternal, you came out of battles with no ammo and no health. So it was like it felt like every battle was like a boss in Doom Eternal, like almost like a puzzle. Whereas in this, I feel like it is just you. There's a lot of enemies, and I feel like you're made to feel that he is this. I don't know what this. He's not God, is he? He is just Doom guy. He's the guy they break the glass thing and push the button if they need trouble, and Doom guy comes and helps. I feel like you are like that, but he's not invincible. Sort of thing.
No, he's Captain America on steroids. With the shield.
Definitely
it's awesome. The way he feels, it reminds me of like kind of like the Big Daddy in BioShock 2. Like you're this big chunky poof, 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 the way he moves. But you're right, and like I said before, he's a glass cannon, and especially if you're playing it on like Nightmare, it's sweaty. You have to be parrying, you have to be conscious about everything around you, because even fodder can sometimes sneak up on you and be the one thing that whacks you and kills you.
The amount of times where I killed everything, I was like, well, why isn't the music stopped? And they'd be literally it wouldn't be like the shitty dudes, it might be like what they called like the Hell Knights. It might just be one of them, and they'll hit me in the back and I'm dead, and I'm like, fuck, I missed one of them. So another thing I really liked, the thing I don't like about the newer Dooms is that things are so hidden, and until you find the auto mapper on every map, which again is like, it's a puzzle to go and find that at times, or you have to go out your way. Whereas in this, you just press the map button and you can see the entire map. You can see, oh, okay, if I want to get to that question mark there, which is clearly a health upgrade or weapon upgrade, I can see where I need to go on the map to then make that jump. Whereas in the other Dooms, it just felt like, that's why I never 100%ed hardly any of the levels. Whereas I feel in this, it's easier, but I just feel it's way nicer that you can just see the whole map. You can see kind of because as well, sometimes you might be looking at how many of these, what are they called, like the amulet gems to upgrade your weapons.
Yeah.
You'll see
Yeah.
on the pause, you'll see, oh, I've got 2 out of 3. In the old Doom, you don't know if the next door you're going to go through, that's the end of the level. Whereas in this, you can just see where the end of the level is. So you're like, oh, it's 2 out of 3 and I'm in the last room, so I've clearly fucking missed it. I need to go back and get that question mark over there will be it. So, yeah, I think they did a really good job on that. So,
dude, I hate when games do that. I can't. There's a phrase for it. Like, yeah, you go past this door, you go past
like
this
point of
area.
no return, and
That's
it's
it.
just like,
Point of no
yeah,
return.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
And
annoying.
this
So,
tells you, like you
yeah,
just said, yep, it puts it on your map. You know, if I go past this point, I'm not
yeah,
going back. I
can't get
can't go
back.
back. So,
Yeah,
so that means I gotta go back and get this question
yeah,
mark. Or no, that's awesome. I love when games do that. I know people complain like the RE4 remake did this, where it just shows you everything on the map.
yeah.
It just shows you, and it tells you, oh, hey, you're done. When this door, it's blue. When you're done, you know you've searched this whole area. As an old man, I'm really enjoying that shit
Mm-hmm.
because I do get tired of, okay, did I get everything? Did I search everything? Did I leave anything behind? But on one hand, I do understand like the opposition to that is kind of like, it's fun to like, well, if you missed it, you missed it. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like you gotta search, you gotta look. But I find myself going in circles and wasting a lot of fucking time
Yeah.
researching areas. So no, I do appreciate when everything's just on.
Yep.
So yeah, it helps for sure.
Um, other than that, I'm trying to think of things I really didn't like about it. But to be honest, the only thing I'll say is the music. Obviously, I'm a bit like neutral on the Mick Gordon stuff.
Yeah.
I understand that people are salty, but I'd say the music is good in parts. It's not
It's
as good
good. I
as
say it's
Mick
good.
Gordon, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
think it's
agree.
like it deserves a negative. It doesn't take anything away from the game. It's
Yes,
just the music
I
isn't
agree.
as good as the last 2 games. That's all really. Um,
There's been plenty of moments where I'm like, the music kicks up though, and it
yeah,
feels
it's
like
got
Doom.
some
It
good
feels like
songs.
some good riffs, some good.
Yeah.
It definitely, I'm not a big metal guy, so I can't like, you know what I mean, like
Hmm.
really critique it and be like, "Whoa, this is good, that's good." But it pumps you up, it gives you goosebumps.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" And then
Mm.
and that to me, when the music does that, it's good.
Then it's
And
good.
I agree with you. 2016 and Eternal, their soundtracks were just
Yeah.
fucking like top tier. They were
Yeah.
just
The,
fantastic. So this, in comparison, feels a little bit
yeah.
worse,
The
but
soundtrack
not
isn't as
bad.
good as it, but I think
Yeah.
until maybe to the next game they'll really focus more. But I think they kind of just wanted to keep the vibe of the music, and then
Yes.
maybe focus more on because I think if they'd have gone balls to the wall music and thought too much into it, maybe we wouldn't have had as like, I don't know. I feel they've really concentrated on the feel of the game. Like you feel like heavy in the game, and
Yeah.
I feel
Oh yeah.
like both in 2016 and Eternal, you didn't really feel like Doom Guy to me. You just felt like you were just some superhero. Whereas in this, I feel like kind of like a Master Chief sort of thing
Yeah.
vibe.
Yep.
That's what I felt like when I played it. I didn't feel like, obviously I feel like you feel like Doom Guy, but it feels more you're my Master Chief, like one man versus 1,000 aliens, just like it is in most of the
Yeah.
um Halos, as opposed to just like the others where for me it gets a bit, it's already, I mean, it's not real, is it? Fucking there isn't really a Doom Guy fighting aliens in real life. Maybe there is somewhere, but
Yeah.
um
No shit. Some alternate
but
universe.
it's more believable this, that like
Yeah. Yeah. I
because
know what you're saying.
he is so like you are so killable. It's not just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making much sense, but
No, no, I see what you're saying.
I get what I mean.
Yeah. No,
Um,
you feel more like, yeah, you feel like more like you're the Doom guy.
yeah,
You're in his shoes. It feels chunky, weighty. My this is a tiny critique, but it kind of goes alongside of what you're saying. When you can look down and see your body,
yep,
it's like in games like Destiny, I think Halo had it too. Um, oh god, so many shooters do it. It just does give you a sense of weight like I'm an actual character here,
Yeah, yeah.
as opposed to just being a floating head with a gun,
me and Tom back in the
But
day,
it's not the
it
it's
was
a tiny critique.
no, I'm the same. Me and Tom back in the day, we play a first person shooter and we'd look down instantly and we'd be like, "It's shit, can't even see your own body." Uh,
Oh,
and
that's funny.
I remember I went to
Trash.
his
Fuck this game.
when he rented Mirror's Edge and you can see your body and he was like, "This is going to be a great game," and I was just like,
Oh
"You've looked at the
shit.
body, like how do you know?" It's like, "No, you can see your body. It's going to be incredible." I was like, "My God." I can't.
That's
Thinking
funny.
back, I can't remember the first game where I remember in Halo 1 when you're in the fucking chamber at the beginning. You can, but I
Mm.
think when you get out and you're running, you can't see your body anymore. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's Halo
ooh,
2.
2
For
with you
me, it
could
was
see your
Halo 2.
body
I
for the
remember
time.
you could see
I
your
think
legs.
so. I
But
think
I'm
you're right.
sure that there's going to be a game like if Steve is here, Steve will just go, yeah, it was 1983 RoboCop. You could do it. He'll just
He'll
know.
know
He just
exactly.
knows things like that.
Yep. He'll know
Steve's
it.
got
Yeah,
good
you're right.
knowledge, but yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
It
I get you with that. Like it's
it helps. It just
yeah,
it just feels better. It's a small critique. Most people are like, "Are you
hmm
fucking kidding me?" But and I get it. But it does help. And another game, Witchfire, which we'll definitely talk about that another time.
hmm
But it I like when games. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. When you're playing Atomfall, right? One thing I really liked about Atomfall, you can you hit R and you breaks the shotgun down. Okay, I got 2 shells left. You lift it up. The more you can manipulate and
I
play
love
with
that.
guns.
Yep,
Condemned had that. How you check your ammo?
yep.
You drop the clip. You look at
And
you smack them
you
back in.
physically see that you got 3 bullets. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I love little shit like that. And so it's a little disappointing. Like Doom is great in many ways, but it feels kind of static. I love
Mm,
reloads, and when I know they don't want to do reloading, they want to keep it like the classic Doom. But I kind of miss that. The more you can kind of look at the gun and manipulate when you're doing in between combat,
yep.
so it kind of goes alongside seeing your body, the way the character feels and moves.
hmm
It feels weighty and realistic. It's just a cool thing to tick. You know what I mean? It
hmm
feels good. And
Yeah,
it's kind of disappointing a little bit when you look down and it's just nothing. I was like, all
yeah.
right,
I
okay.
also in this reminds me. I can't remember if it was Rooster Teeth back in the day, but they did a Doom guy in real life video. So obviously Doom guy doesn't just have a fucking shotgun and a pistol, does he? He has like 12 guns. So what they do is they
Yeah.
give a guy 12 guns and they like run across that battlefield, and
Oh,
he's
that's funny.
carrying like the exact weight and he just can't move. So
Yeah.
in a way, I kind of when I think about it, I kind of get why they don't do that because where the fuck's he pulling these guns from? So
Right.
how much of him should we see? And if we can
True.
see his
It's like
body, why can't we see all his weaponry? But I don't know.
yeah, true.
He's definitely putting him in his prison pocket, and he's just got like a massive asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but
They're
yeah,
all crammed in there. We
yeah,
know.
sideways as well. But yeah, Doom, very good. When my computer went kaput, Doom was the first game I played, and I only managed to beat 2 games off stream. And Doom was, I wouldn't say it's way better than Atomfall, but it was a lot better than Atomfall.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
still
for sure.
enjoyed Atomfall, but Doom was. It surprised me as well because I remember looking at early footage and I was like, eh.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. I was like, yeah, oh,
and I was,
yep.
it's kind of for me, it's a bit like Resident Evil, and I'd love them to do Code Veronica. And we're going off on a massive tangent here,
No, I would too. Nope.
how can they go from how crazy Resident Evil 4 is towards the end, where it's literally you get into a pattern when you play. I can tell when I've not played Resident Evil 4 for a while because you get into a point at the start where you're shooting everything individually and then picking up the ammo. Whereas
Yep.
towards the end, it's you're not shooting the head, you're shooting the leg to then go and kick him, to then pull your
Yeah.
shotgun
Oh
out,
yeah.
to then get a crowd of them together. So you play that game by the end of it, you're just like tailored. You're like your brain is totally changed in how you
Yep.
approach any enemy.
You got it.
And how can they go for the next Resident Evil? I want them to do Code Veronica, but how are we going to go from Leon cartwheeling off things and fighting 12 enemies at once to Claire getting backed into a corner by one zombie?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want Code Veronica, but I don't think it's the right move, and I think they probably should do 5 because,
Oh,
and maybe go visit
true.
Code Veronica at a later date.
Yeah.
But because I think and everyone knows my opinion on 5 and 6, but
yeah, no
I
shit.
think if they make it if they give it the gameplay of 4 and just add co-op, it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
And I could probably see it being one of a lot of people's favorites, because it'll be, imagine how much fun you have anyway playing Resi 4, but imagine when you can play it in co-op. You know what I mean? I think it'd be so much fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so and that's what I got with this. I thought it looks like a step back not gameplay wise, but speed wise, and I thought that's going to go against it, but I think it went for it, if anything.
Yeah. Yep.
It still is as hectic, if not more, but it's more manageable in this. Like every fight, you don't feel, like you said before, you don't feel like you've, okay, well, I'm out of everything now, so I've got to go and hit
I just
things
run
and
around in a
make bullets
corner.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, it feels like maybe I've used my ammo on 2 weapons, but now I'm gonna have to use this weapon I'm not that confident with until I find ammo for my shotgun again or whatever. So yeah, I really liked it. It was a great game. Hopefully, they're keeping this era. Like, they're keeping this era, or we go and they maybe, I don't know. I just stay in this era. Don't touch the old games. I was going to say something crazy, like maybe redo the old games in like a nice polish, but I think the Doom 1 and 2 that they brought out last year were really good.
Yeah.
I think they should just leave the games as they are. They don't need
just
anything. They're perfect
new.
as they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only one that they could do a really good job with, if they were going to revisit an old one, is Doom 3.
Oh
and
god, I
keep
wish
the
they
same
would.
vibe,
Yeah.
but like imagine like the new lighting and technology, like ray tracing, and
Yep.
because that game is spooky. It's scary to begin with, and then towards the end it gets to Doom's pace, doesn't it? But
yeah, and that's what I loved about 3 too. It had the kind of the best of both worlds. That Dead Space spooky, creepy vibe, but then it knew when to pick up the fucking, you know what I mean? And the Doom music kicks in, and now you're just, going ham. So it knew it had a good balance of that. Where these new Dooms, they're not scary at all.
No.
Which is, they're just not the vibe. They're just
Yeah.
meant to be more badass.
You're scared. You play as the scary guy.
Yeah, you're the nemesis in this.
Maybe
yeah,
we'll
you're
get a
you're the
DLC
tyrant.
where we are the perspective of the aliens and the health people. And it's just a
running.
survival horror. It's like DBD.
Yeah, no shit.
It's like hiding in
just
lockers
for your life. Fucking Doom guy looking for you. Oh shit.
But yeah, Doom, very good. It's a big thumbs up from me. And
yeah, oh yeah, it's awesome. Definitely gonna go back to it for sure.
And especially to say that's the thing. I call Xbox as a meme. Game Pass is amazing. Like how many good games are on it,
God,
and you get that day one, and you paid to like get it early access, didn't you? You paid like $10 or whatever it was. So yeah, I think,
and it was worth it
to say that. And when I got when I got Game Pass, I was like, holy shit! If I don't have a computer for like 4 months, I'm just gonna sit and play all these games that I want to play, but I don't really know when I'm gonna be able to play them on stream. So I don't mind if I don't stream them, sort of thing. So yeah, the fact that that game's on Game Pass is amazing. Day one as well. Like that's the best thing about Microsoft and Game Pass for me.
Game Pass is really fucking good, and it's kind of redeemed itself like in a lot of ways. Game Pass, like you do definitely do the doom scrolling though, like on Netflix.
I find as well, like I don't feel bad about scooping a game if it's a game, because I also give it the old, if it's not impressing me in an hour, it's gone. Yeah. And that's what I did with Atomfall. I played it for 4 or 5 hours, and I did, the thing that tipped me over the edge was I did a quest where I don't even remember the quest, but I was like, I'm not going to skip anything, I'm going to watch everything. And there was literally an uninterrupted like 12-minute back and forth, and it kind of tries to do these like quirky dialogue things where it's like, the option will be like a smart sort of like reply, but it'll be like, oh, holds his chin and smiles as he says, and I'm just like, oh, for me it's trying to be a bit too much role play, and that's not what I want in it. I just thought, to me, I thought it was going to be more Oblivion and it kind of wasn't really like Oblivion as much. And it felt to me like when I got all the optional quests, it was teleport over here, kill the thing, come back and tell someone. And I was like, oh, God, it's just so boring. And like there was like 10 of those quests, and I was like, this is. And then on top of that, every quest you have to talk for 10 minutes, and it's shit dialogue.
Ooh, jeez.
So
it's makes it drag.
Whereas I played Atomfall, and Atomfall had a lot of nonsense in it, but I ended up I finished Atomfall. I really liked it, and the fact it has like 5 different endings is really cool as well.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I only got one of them because I didn't realize that once you make the decision, there's no going back, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't make a save. So yeah.
Oh shit! I had
the
to
only
do this
save
all
before
again.
that was like 5 hours before, and fuck playing 5 hours again. But
yeah.
Yo, Blackheart, thank you, dude. How you doing, man? 21 months, you fucking sexy bastard.
Oh, Blackheart, daddy.
So yeah, Doom. Next that I want to talk about, we can choose whichever. I'll let you go with this, since I think you've played a little bit of Night Rain. I think maybe like an hour, or maybe not. I don't know. But Night Rain or Marathon, you choose which one, because you've played both.
I guess we can go. Well, we can go into Marathon. We could talk about Marathon for a little bit.
Okay.
So, I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding it, and we'll get into that shit because it's fucking funny to me. It's fucking funny. But in terms of the game itself, like when I first heard about it, and it's made by Bungie. They obviously back in the day created Halo, and more recently now Destiny 2. And I played Destiny 2. I'm a Destiny 2 guy. Go back and forth on it, but I don't get huge. I've put maybe a couple hundred hours into it. Possibly more between like playing it on PS4, but and overall I love Destiny 2. It's a great game. It's got a lot of fucking problems with repetition, but I want to get all that right now. But in terms of Marathon, just to give you a little bit of background with Bungie, Marathon, everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? They're making Marathon again. And they made Marathon back I don't know when it originally came out. Maybe in the early 90s. It was like around the Doom 1 and 2, kind of around that era. And it was like an old sci-fi first-person shooter. I never played it. I just missed it. It didn't come across my radar. So everyone's like, oh, is Bungie gonna make? So when they hear that, oh, they're bringing Marathon back, is it gonna be like a sequel? Is it gonna be a remake? Is it gonna have like a huge story? Is it gonna have all these different aliens in it? Blah blah blah. And when they found out, oh, it's a it's a extraction shooter. You know what I mean? Like a Tarkov and everyone just kind of got deflated. They're like, oh, Jesus. Like, and not that there's, it's kind of like what happened with Battle Royale, right? Like, it was awesome at first, but then they hit you with 20 fucking Battle Royale games and they just oversaturate the market and you just get sick of it. And that's kind of what's happening with extraction shooters right now. We're just kind of sick of them. We want the next thing. What's the new thing?
It's also, for me, I know Tarkov, the reason why Tarkov is so good is because it is, the people that play it are fucking incredible. You never see someone who mains Tarkov and is dog shit. You know what I mean? They put hours into it. Like, to get into it, you need to put 100 hours into it, and people aren't willing to do that. I mean,
I know I couldn't.
So, whereas Tarkov that's what makes Tarkov so good, that it is like, you have to really learn the game. Not just down to, you have to learn how the aiming works, but even down to like, if you have the wrong ammo, you're fucked. If you don't have armor piercing ammo, you're gonna be able to kill scavs, but you ain't gonna be able to kill any player because they're always gonna wear armor, and you will eventually go through the armor, but it's gonna take 3 mags, and it's not Call of Duty. You don't fire 3 guns, reload. You're fucking half your mags gone when you reload it. So
yeah, you actually have to be aware of when to reload.
And if you're down to like your last magazine, you got to really think, well, can I go in this building? I've probably got to go and fill my mags again. So I know Marathon isn't that in depth, I don't think.
Yeah.
But when you're already coming up against, it's like, for me, it's pointless if anyone comes out now and says we're going to make a fantasy MMO. It's pointless because there's 2 out there already, World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy. You're going to have to drive those players off of already established games that people have got like thousands of hours in minimum. Like, I got a friend, he's got a character, just one character, that he's got like 2 years playtime on. That's 2 years of his life.
Jesus.
which
Yeah,
is
holy
and
shit.
that's just one character. He's got about 8 characters.
Wow.
So to me it's just the fact that and I understand why they wanted to make it some sort of live service slash like this extraction. I understand why, because that means it's going to have a longer life, but I think it's going to be the thing that is going to kill it straight away, because it's going to require people to be playing it. The people that are going to play it are all going to be mega sweats, which mean that if you're new to it in 6 months, you're just going to spend your first 100 hours getting absolutely rinsed. And it's hero based. There's just so many things for me. It's just, it doesn't even look that nice. I mean, graphically nice, but look at how weird it looks. It looks very niche already. And
see, that's
yeah,
I'm one of the ones, I like the aesthetic because it is different. I don't mind like the bright colors, the way it looks. I do think some of the outdoor environments need to be worked on. And even the artists have come out to say that, yeah, that's not the final. Yeah, no, yeah, we'll get into the actual art of it. But they've even said like, yeah, we hear you. We're still adding, you know, trying to better detailed environments and stuff like that. I like the indoor environments, but the outdoors, yeah, they do feel a little generic and bland. You know, but yeah, and so to just try to get back to like what made me kind of get interested in marathon, and so they were doing good with the marketing, and when they finally showed like that first trailer, like the cinematic trailer, it was really fucking cool. I liked it. I liked the vibe of it. I liked the way the game looks.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like, I like the feel of it. And then they showed gameplay, and everyone kind of went like, either okay, it looks good, to holy shit, it's a fucking extraction shooter,
Yep.
or it looks fucking terrible. And it just immediately, it was like a small camp that was defending it, and a pretty large camp that was shitting
on it. Yeah.
And then you had Destiny players, which again, I don't mind that they're making an extraction shooter necessarily, that you lose all your loot and shit. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But Destiny players, the ones that they wanted Bungie to really make Destiny 3 instead of working on this, and who knows, they might be working on Destiny 3. Who knows?
Yeah.
But they feel like they're wasting their time with this because they don't like that. They grind for gear, for armor, for guns. They like those accomplishments, putting them in their vault and keeping that shit.
Are they going to want to do that and then lose them? It's two different
that's
players,
what I
isn't
mean.
it?
You're going to lose all your shit. Exactly.
In Tarkov, it takes it's called gear fear in Tarkov. So I played Tarkov for 3 years, and then I gave my account. I had the big dick account because I hated having like 3 rows to stash things. I just bought the big dick one that gives me everything.
Yeah.
But I don't play anymore. I gave my account to someone, and in that there's something called gear fear, which means I remember the first time we ever got big gear. Me and my friend Jake, we both. This is how shit we were. We had no legs. Our legs had been blown out, so we were popping painkillers so we could walk. If not, we were walking at like 1 mile an hour. I kid you not. And we had to get across the entire map. And as we were walking, we saw a player who was in like big kitted armor, and he had a massive backpack. And all we had was shotguns. So we just blew his legs out, because back then, if you saw someone had armor, you would shoot their legs. And we just hoped that we could shoot him in the legs enough that he would die from it. And we did. And he had an M4, he had a modded AK, and he had all this crazy armor. And we extracted with it. But then we never ever used that armor on weapons because we were scared of losing it.
It's losing it, yeah.
But once you get over that, like I used to love going into a raid as like a scavenger, finding something like that, and then going, well, I don't need to buy gear now. I'm just going to go in with this. It's like a free. And when you look at it as it's like a free run, then you kind of get over your gear fear and like. But I remember having that AK in my stash for like 3 months, and I didn't go into a raid with it. And I remember just stripping it and selling it, but. Yeah, I think that's a big thing, and there'll be people that play Tarkov and other looter shooters, other extraction shooters that will already be over that straight away. But the majority, especially if Destiny players are going to come play it, they won't like the idea of getting a really cool weapon with cool mods that they've done and then losing it to someone who is just way better than him at the game. And he's like bunny hopping 360, woo, and just like takes them out and then looting them like I call it the fucking Apex. Like when they're like this looting, like they're looting your body, and like they're just never
fucking Call of Duty anymore.
It's just like do it. I remember the last time I played Warzone with Apollo. I played it with Apollo and someone else. Can't remember who else it was. Oh, it was with Fletch. And we literally got out of the fucking plane, right? And I pulled my chute because we were going halfway across the map. And some little shit killed me in midair. And I'd not even touched the floor.
Yep, they'll get you.
So I was like, I've not even landed. I'm dead. I'm dead already. So it's beyond me now. I'm not good at those sort of games. And I know that if I'd love to play it and give it a go, but I know I'm just going to get angry at it. Whereas Tarkov, I feel I've already got an upper advantage anyway. I've not played some of the maps as they've been reworked and they've like made them bigger, but because I understand how Tarkov works and you can't just run around like that and play like that, I feel I'm way better at. Whereas this game, as well, it's hero based. You've not only got to think of, oh, that's an M4, that gun. You've also got to think, oh, my camera keeps freezing. You've also got to think, oh, he's playing as, I don't know what the heroes are called. He's playing as Nightshade, which means that he has this EMP and he's going to turn all the lights off. You know what I mean? There's too much to it and the movement's going to be crazy. So, yeah, I just think for me, I'll watch it and make my opinion on it then. But as Lel put earlier, I think now with what's happened, I think there's a high chance we'd never see it. I think it might not. Because Sony apparently don't want to market it. That's like one of the big three. Because it's not going to come out on Switch. But Steam, obviously, or PC and Xbox. If one of the big ones already isn't going to market it and put it on the side of buses and stuff. And then, like, that's like a third of the player base already gone. If they all jump on the bandwagon and don't buy it. And then not only that, but like legally what's going to happen because half the art is just stolen from someone. So, yeah, I don't see. I think the clever, obviously, it's not the entire dev team have gone, ooh, let's steal this art. I think it's 2 or 3 artists have gone, that is sick. That's the game we want. That's exactly the vision that we have. And maybe they did picture things, but they just saw something and thought, that's exactly what I want our game to look like. What they should have done then is gone to the higher ups or, gone to this person and said, look, we're making a game. Do you want to can we credit you or do you want to come work with us?
Yes.
But to just steal it and claim it as their own almost.
Yeah.
And then not even... And then did you see the way they addressed it they did like a stream?
Yeah, the live stream that they did about it was cringe. It was bad. And we should, if you want to kind of define what happened with the art, just just in case like new people are tuning in and they don't know what happened. So people started to notice, and this art, I don't know how the artist found out about it, but she tweeted out, I should find the tweet, I guess the original one, but the artist name was Anti-Real. Ended up happening is a lot of her art was found in the game, like symbols, different things. The Bungie ARG they made for Marathon was really a lot of her different art that they used. And it just like I said, like it could be like a symbol or 2 different shapes or a couple of arrows, and they just took it and fucking flipped it upside down. Like it's just blatant. You know what I mean? It was just ridiculous how they did it.
Her like her tag on her art is like in the game on some of the art as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, I can't remember the name. It's probably bad that I've not looked that up, but I'm sure her
Anti-Real.
name. Yeah, that's it.
Anti-Real. Mm-hmm.
It's literally in like an armor section of like a symbol, like her tag. And I was like, ooh, that's even worse. Like they don't have a leg to stand on because they can't even go, oh no, it's not that. It's inspired by that, but you can just see it's mirrored or it's flipped up.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just inexcusable, isn't it? Like, so they either have to, and it's their whole aesthetic to their game. So what do? They redesign it entirely? I don't think so. They have to, at minimum, sack the people that are involved and that have done that, at least, and take responsibility. And so, look, we should know better. I think I don't know what's worse: the fact that they've stole art, or could you arguably say, what if it was found out that it was just AI? It was all AI art. I don't know what's worse, that the fact that they've either stole it from someone or got a computer to make it. I feel when it came out and I saw Marathon devs caught with art, it was some like weird headline. It didn't like fully make sense. And I was like, oh, the game's AI. I knew it was. Because it just looks like AI generated, like the art. So, yeah, then when I heard that, I was like, oh, fuck, this is like way worse than what I thought. But, yeah, it's a weird looking art. To me, it looks like, like in Destiny, you have...
Yeah.
This is really bad because I've got like thousands of hours in Destiny 1. But you have like the different people, like the is it Hyperion or whatever? Like the different guns. And they have like cool little...
Borderlands.
Oh, yeah, shit, that's Borderlands.
Yeah. But I know what you're saying. The different like gun manufacturers.
And I thought this was linked to Destiny. When it said Marathon, I was like, oh, it must be like a division of Destiny. Because it just looks like the art style for some of the weapons and stuff and the armor types. But then I remember Steve going, oh, no, it was a game in like the 90s or 2000s. I'd never heard of it until this new one. But yeah, it's weird. I don't really care for it. I don't want to see it fail because I just feel it's a bit of not a nice way to be, is it? Just I feel like you just hate watching or you just want to see some. But then,
which a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Because that's fine.
Generally, like, Bungie obviously is a lot different to what they used to be, but Bungie was playing fucking Halo as a kid was like split screen and like multiplayer. We were all huddled around a 12-inch TV. So some of the best memories as I had as a kid. So I don't want to see it fail because that was Bungie for me growing up. They were like, if you'd have told me to predict what's going to happen, I would have never seen this. But it's a lot different. It's not, they aren't Bungie anymore. It's a lot different. So yeah, I think I don't want to see it fail. I agree, Lel. We just don't need it. But no one asked for it. You know what I mean? Who asked for this? If they'd have just done Marathon and made it just a single, try something different. Have just a single player campaign that's a bit like Halo gameplay wise, and then have multiplayer. And fill it with microtransactions and cosmetics. You know, I don't give a fuck. Every other game does it. But to go completely online, there's no single player, there's no PvE just solely. You always have to be in a server with other players that are going to fucking shoot you and kill you. And we all know that even though Tarkov you can work with people, you never do. Fuck that. You try and trick people. Like, now that you got VoIP, I've never played the game with VoIP, but back in the day, you could do like in-game commands. And you try, and if you got someone to work with you, the minute you turn the back, I'm fucking emptying my entire magnum. I don't care.
Oh, he's dead.
Probably some 12-year-old on his dad's computer. I'm gonna kill him and loot him. I don't care. I want to know what's in his pockets. So, it's I definitely won't spend money on it. That's for sure. If it's Game Pass, maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, but I don't think it's gonna come to fruition. I think it's done already.
I think Sony put too much money into it just to concord it, you know what I mean? Just to shelve, but they'll definitely. They got to delay it. I feel like to next year.
I don't think it'll be this year.
Give them more time. No. And if you ask me, like, okay, what could save Marathon? Like, what does it need? And like I said, so when I started playing it, I like the way it feels. It feels like Destiny in many regards. Like the gunplay, and Bungie's great at the gunplay. Mm-hmm. I'm one of I like the aesthetic too. It's different. I get why a lot of people don't, but I do like the aesthetic. I'm tired of just gray, and not that every shooter's gray, but you know what I mean? Like, change things up, make it look different. I like the look of the guns. I like the way the guns feel. Fighting the AI is fun. The robots are satisfying to shoot. They talked up the AI a little too much. They're not that hard. I think they could make them a little bit harder, but they're probably trying to appeal to more people, and that's what they're trying to do with this, right? It's they're trying to make it the extraction shooter for everyone, not as sweaty as Tarkov. You know what I mean? And I can appreciate that, but when I played it, the couple of rounds that I did, it was like, okay, this is fine. I wasn't blown away by it. I wasn't like, holy shit, this is something special. But so again, if you ask me, what you got to do is you look at a game that it never picked up steam, but I just loved what they did with it, called The Cycle. And because the reason why I liked it so much is because it's PvEVP, right? You have other teams out there you have to worry about, but they had a lot of fun different side objectives,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whether it's like capture the flag type stuff or defending an area, um, just like waves after waves of AI coming at you. Be like killing a special boss. It could be like finding a special egg or gem, and then it shows you on the map. So everyone knows that, oh shit, I gotta go after this person. And if you did like more of this shit, you would win the game. That's how you won.
Mm.
Or you could just like, well, fuck, maybe we'll just go hunting people down.
Yep.
So, like I played it with Otis, and that's what he would do. He'd be like, let's just go hunt people. So you can play it in multiple different ways, and I just really loved that. And if for Marathon, they need to kind of look into that. They need to they need more AI. They need more enemies on the map. Different variety for sure. Just fighting the robots gets old relatively.
Yeah.
And if they add like different events, I know there's going to be bosses in the game. I
Mm.
know there are like events in the game, but they need to happen more frequently. They need to be a little more like spread out because you could have those quiet moments too.
Yep.
It's just you just got to have that balance. And if they could, they need proxy chat too. They definitely need to put proxy chat in it.
Definitely, because I don't know how the game works at all. I've just seen this. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. This is the most gameplay I've seen now. But a game like that, I don't know if you can just queue with randoms because it's like teams of 3. They definitely need that. And if they do have that, then you need VoIP to be able to communicate. Because if not, it's gonna be like early Tarkov days. You queue with randoms, or you get in it. You group up with randoms, and then when you're in the game, everyone, especially if it's hero based, if you're not the only one of that hero in the game, what if everyone's playing that other hero?
Yep,
you don't know which is your friend. So you might shoot, I don't know if it's friendly fire, but you might waste ammo on your friend. So yeah, that's they need VoIP at least. And I hope that there is some sort of like you can queue with randoms. That would be nice.
Yeah, you can queue with randoms. There is in-game chat. It's just not people are complaining about like
proxy
do you mean,
like talking
chat
to other people. Yeah, I suppose
like an enemy team because that makes you like, oh shit, I hear somebody. You know, and then it's like, okay, we gotta be quiet. You know, and then so that's what people are complaining about. Or like in terms of like a cool like PvP event thing, it's like, oh fuck, we're talking to another team. Hey, this really tough boss just landed on the map. We can get a lot of good loot from this. Let's work together, right? And then you maybe you can convince them, maybe you can't. That's how it goes, you know. And then you go fight together, kill the boss, and then you decide, oh, okay, now we're just gank these guys and take their shit, or vice versa, or we got to be ready for them to gank us, you know. So that's the kind of cool shit they can go back and forth on. Or you just decide, no, we're gonna kill you right here and now.
Yeah,
you know, that's the cool shit.
One thing I will say, and this is I can't comment on this game, but I can only comment on the extraction shooters I've played, and I think the main enemies, NPCs like scavs. I don't know what they're called in Marathon, but you need to have shitty enemies that have base gear, and you need to have abundant amounts of them. I know it's a bit repetitive, but one, it's a good source of keeping up your ammo. But I think if you put too many high level enemies in, it's going to be a shit show. You're going to die all the time. Whereas, and that's the problem with some Tarkov maps. You have like elite enemies, and it can be a bit of a shit show, especially when you find a boss who has guards, like bodyguards, because they all have like at least level 3 armor, which means if you just have a shotgun, you're probably not going to kill him unless you get headshots or you just target legs. So I think it's good that they are just shitty robots that have like a shitty rifle or whatever. But they do need to be sections of the map maybe that are maybe marked as like high risk areas that if you want to go in here, you're going to fight better people and higher level enemies and get better loot.
That's cool.
But you're also going to get fucked.
Right, you're going to really have to work.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's how even the game works. If they have like different zones or different high levels, or maybe a zone, because in Tarkov it's usually where the good rooms are that you need keys to get into. They have good loot. They'll usually put a boss or bodyguards near there. Like there's a and the most well-known one when I played was on a map called Customs, and there was like apartment building. It was like 2 floors, and there was a something called the marked room, which was a locked door, and you need a marked key, and it would be basically like a cult room where they'd have a candle and like and they would be the best any item in the game could spawn there. So you could go in and you could get an M4, or you might go in and you might get fucking really lucky, and you might get like a container that you can put guns in. But near there, that's obviously where all the players are going to fucking run there and going to just try every time they go. They're going to try and clear out the loot, and also there's a chance for like the higher level enemies to spawn there, like the bosses and the bodyguards. So I don't know how this game's going to work. Whether you're going to have keys, they've got to put locked rooms and keys and have quests for things. But
Yeah.
if it ever does come out, it'll be interesting to see how they tackle that, because I feel Tarkov is the best at it. And if it's just it's all right, it doesn't seem it's kind of clever. I just don't think it's gonna. The people are gonna try it, jump over from Tarkov for a week or two, get bored, and go back. So yeah. But I'm hope it plays like a traditional Bungie game, like Destiny / Halo gameplay.
Yeah, it feels good. No,
want.
that's what I liked about it the most. Like, it feels good to play. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely feels like a Halo or a Destiny. It's a little bit slower, which is fine.
Yeah.
And I liked the abilities the different heroes had. I played as like the soldier guy, the guy that did like on the screen.
Yeah.
And he like his like all I don't know if you call it ultimate, but like when you first like load in a map, you don't have your abilities. You can use them right away. It's like a cooldown.
Yeah,
they have to recharge, which is nice. So you can't just like hop in and just use all your ultimate and just wipe out a team real quick. So it's kind of nice. There's a little bit of a cooldown to it. But like his was like you hit Q and then like a visor came up, and if I shoot at somebody, I get missiles that come out and shoot them as like hit them as well. So I thought that was cool. I liked his ability. And then there's like different like another hero that he can go. And then I don't know what remember his like kind of special ability was. There's another one that like gets wall hacks, like they see through the wall. So he seems like kind of necessary. So because it's like nice to have that ability. I kind of wish that was more like an item you could find, because it, you know what I mean? Because it feels like shit. He's almost going to be like, if you don't have him on your team, you're shooting yourself in the foot. But no, I think this game has a future. It can. I don't see it. I don't. No, I just don't. The hate for it is so strong right now. Like they'd have to pull off a miracle to like
to salvage it.
If they delay it and they want to salvage it, like I said, more AI, more fun events, more of them, different variety of enemies, and single player. Yes, that's obviously preferred to have a great single player experience.
I think it's too late for that now.
Yeah, I think it's too late for that. That's something that they could maybe look into in a future date or something like that. But
I reckon they could do like events, like there's a game that does it where it has events, where you can. It's mainly the main core gameplay is like multiplayer, but they have events. Oh no, Overwatch, that was it. So Overwatch has like, it's mainly PvP, but then you have events that are like you work together and you do a mission sort of thing. So I think if they did that, that would be kind of neat. But I think the game is going to get so much hate. I don't even see it seeing the light of day. And I think if it does, it's going to be an absolute toxic mess, because everyone's just, the people who hate it are just going to shit on it. They're going to be every stream shitting on it. So
just fine. I'll be streaming it. I'll take on the shit.
So everyone go over and hate on Coops when he streams it. We'll hate raid. But I'm kind of excited, but I'm more excited. I feel bad because there's probably really nice people that work at Bungie and have fucking worked, into the night and put their heart and soul in it. And I feel bad for those people that are going to have but the people that are cocks have ruined it. But I kind of am there to watch it burn as well. I don't like hate watching things, but it'll be quite funny just to see.
We all do it. We all fucking do it.
But I thought we'd talk about that, even though I don't really know much apart from the art controversy. And I remember actually, when they did the reveal, there were streamers that had like a sponsor. Like, oh, we're sponsored for the next hour. And it was people like Elijah that I watched, like, who's a big streamer. And he clearly doesn't play that sort of game. And he was like, oh, this looks awesome, chat. And like people were just like, they were just memeing. And
you fucking chill.
I remember there's a streamer, Core Carnage, and he was like, I don't think he was sponsored, but they went, so guys, let's look at the heroes that are in the game. And he went, oh, it's hero based. And then he just like presses his button on his stream deck, goes, that's all for today. I've seen enough of that. We're going to end stream. I'm not bothered about it anymore. And it's just like, I think that's like what everyone did once they've heard about all the controversies now of it. They're just like, I'm not bothered. I'll put my time and effort into something else rather than that. So
it's funny, like the hero based stuff doesn't bother me, but I get it that it bothers other people
because so much in it.
Marvel Rivals now, Overwatch, everything based shooter or a hero based extraction, you know what I mean? Where so I get they're sick of it. And when it comes to like playing PvP, I don't do it as much as I used to. You know, being an old man, I kind of go there's that meme where you see like from Rogue One where it's like, you could be all these things, or why you're a farmer, a man of your talents, and it shows like the different games, playing Red Dead Redemption 2, Elden Ring, all the single player games, and then the bad guys behind him got like, you know, Overwatch, Call of Duty, a man of your talent, and that's how I feel. It's like, hey, back in the day, that's when I was sweaty. I played Modern Warfare 2 and shit. I sweated then. Now it takes something special to like, I want to get back into PvP again. And for me, it was battle royales. When they first started showing them, I was like, this looks fucking fun. I like the idea that you get dropped into a map with your fucking dick in your hands, and you're gonna run around real quick, like, oh fuck, and you gotta scramble, and then you see like you're looking at each other, fuck, and you're like, ah, shit. You try to pick up guns and shit, and find ammo, and try to kill each other as fast as possible. And then like Otis, my other buddy Mike, we used to play Blackout. Was it for one of the Call of Duty? I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, it was like Black Ops 4, I think.
Black Ops 4, yep. We played Blackout, and that was really my first foray into Battle Royale. I didn't have a computer at the time to play like PUBG, but I loved watching people play it. So Battle Royale was like, it was awesome. It was a unique new PvP experience. So extraction shooters, I'm like, I don't know about this, this. I kind of got that, and Lely was talking about it earlier about Division 2.
Yeah.
And where the Dark Zone, that was so much fucking fun. Where you're in the Dark Zone, you get some good loot, and you're like, dude, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Like we're gonna get ganked, dude. They're coming, and like all of a sudden you see an enemy team, you're like, oh fuck, and you just take off, and then you're like, it's like that moment in Heat. You're like covering each other's backs. Okay, go. Okay, I'll lay my turret. Okay, all right, I got covering fire. I got your back, and and you're fucking like protecting each other. That was like the most fun and intense shit that I've felt in a long time. And I'm kind of like chasing that feeling again with PvP. Another game I really loved and kind of brought me back into it was Titanfall, because not only like was it fast paced, it felt like Call of Duty. It was obviously Respawn, previous Call of Duty devs, but with the mechs too, it was just fucking awesome. Different. I loved the back and forth, and the mobility. You're running on walls, you're sliding. Like, oh god, that was my game back in the day.
I never played Titanfall ever. I bought Titanfall 2 years ago. Good. Never played it, but it's the thing for me with
so good.
I think Titanfall 2, isn't there like bots in the game
as
well? So
that's what
for me, I was like, yeah, but half your kills are just going to be on bots, and for me, I'm just like, nah.
No, so you're right, but my point is, it reminded me of like, and I've also loved games like Battlefield, where it feels like a war.
Yeah,
like
I suppose.
Map, you got grunts running around, which are right, they're cannon, they're fodder, but you get points from killing them, so you do gain something.
Yeah, you get something, but not as much as an actual player.
Right, and but then you'd have to fight other players, which were pilots. They call them pilots, and you're like, oh shit. So you're like, oh, a pilot's here. Like this is somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing, like a player. You know what I mean? But it was a nice juxtaposition of nice back and forth, where if you're getting kind of rolled, you'll feel like you're contributing. Like, and if you're not the best at PvP, well then fuck, I'm gonna stick to the kind of PvE elements.
Yeah,
and that's where games like Titanfall with attrition mode, and the cycle. I really enjoyed that shit because I can hold my own in PvP, but no, I'm not like fucking Otis or Aiden even, or like they're just, God level. They're fucking insane.
I
and
also
I
my
Go ahead.
sorry, my like
No,
my idea on I used to sweat it out, and I think because for
yeah, I do
years
too.
I would try so hard all the time, and I'd be the only one out of my mates that's playing to win. I just wanted to win no matter what, even if we were
Yep.
even if we were 3 rounds up on Siege. I wanted to win the 4th round and go flawless. Whereas my mates would be like, "Oh, let's have a bit of fun. Let's all hide this round," and I'd be like,
Yeah.
"No, we're playing to win." But I kind of look back now and I think I wish I'd be more competitive now and would have played so much more for fun back then, because I'd be the one that'd be like, "Oh, come on, guys, we're losing now," and I'd be the one moaning. Whereas now, I think I've just sweated for that long that I just want to play for fun, and I don't
I
care.
play for fun. Yep.
I really don't
Yep.
care.
I'm same way. I don't care. Oh
So,
God, I used to get so fucking mad at Call of Duty, dude. Oh, I never like smashed controllers or shit, but just the feeling I'd get, just the fucking animosity and anger. It's like, this is not worth this shit. Like, I did it for so long. I'm like, you just get older and you're like, I just want to play games to have fun, to chill,
like
and
I
if
can
I'm going to play PvP,
yeah,
it's not going to bother me. I'm just not going to let it bother me.
But I think I just need to find that, like Lels just said, if I find the right, like for example, if they did Destiny 1 remastered or remake, or just I think what they should have done is just done Destiny and just gone, we're building a brand new Destiny, we're wiping the slate clean, everything you've known up to now has happened is canon, but we're starting again from the beginning, and we're just going to do it again, and they're going to implement things from both that were good in both Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, and just go and have that like a World of Warcraft, have it go forever, and just keep adding to it, rather than fucking getting to the shit show that they're at now, where they've had to pull certain content. And if you want to learn like the full lore of Destiny, good luck. You can't even do it anymore. You can't buy the game and play the full lore anymore from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. And for me, I tried to get back into Destiny 2 before they did the final light or whatever it's called.
Final shape.
I tried to go back and go, I'm going to try and catch up. And if I do like it, I might get it. And then I booted the game. I went to the Crucible. And I was like, there's no like direction. I don't know what it said. Like, I went and did one thing, and then I got a bunch of gear that took me to max level, and I was like, "Huh? That's not Destiny.
Yeah.
I've not had to grind for this." You know what I mean? So as soon as that happened, I just uninstalled. I was like, I'm done. So for me, I think they need to, if they're gonna do Destiny, they need to just get rid of what they've got now and do a new one. Just call it Destiny. Don't do Destiny 3. I think just do Destiny. And we say, we're not saying it's not canon. We're just going to start again with it. And, take what's good out of both games. But yeah, I remember Destiny 1. I was there on launch. It's definitely in my top 10 games ever, Destiny 1. And yeah, to see where it's gone to now, it just annoys me that I thought I would have still be playing Destiny to this day, but I didn't play Destiny 2 even after like 6 months. I was done with it. So
the last time I was excited about Destiny 2 was the final shape. Like, I get back kind of back in when there's like a large expansion. I know there's going to be a lot of new content, and that's when I really enjoy it again. But then once I beat the final shape, and I played probably about 15, 20 hours longer after doing different side quests and different things, I just get to this point where it's repetition. You're doing the same seasonal events over and over, the same. You don't even run strikes anymore. It's like there's no point to running strikes. You don't do patrols. There's just no, they have all this bloat in the game that you're like, there's no incentive for me to do it. So that's what they need to do. If they're going to reinvent Destiny, they need to make the planets cool again. Like, they are so good at designing awesome
like
levels and beautiful landscapes. You can have less planets, but make them feel like they're full of life and things are going on. And like, do kind of like what Final Fantasy 14 does, where you're excited to go to the next area. You know what I mean? You're always looking forward to the next zone, the next area. You got quests that give you good rewards. You have and I get that they want to do it in a live service, so they can't just constantly be adding new content. It's a lot. I get that. So you have to have fun, repeatable content. They had all these different strikes that I thought were great, but you would end up recycling the same fucking ones. The amount of times I did the Pyramidion over and over, it's like, what are they thinking with this? Like, they can do a lot more with what they have. They just you just get stuck in the same loop, the same shit, just chasing the same gun for that god roll. And then you just, after your Destiny's like, oh my God, I've been playing it for a month. And then one day you're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
And I never, in Destiny's one entire life cycle, I never felt that once. In fact, I was really sad. I remember when I was like, okay, I'm going to stop playing now because there's no more content for it. I remember being like, and I remember because I was like, I'm just going to want to come back, and I deleted everything. I had a moment where I went on it, and I didn't stream back then, but I remember like playing a song. I can't remember what song it was. I played like a really sad song, and I deleted everything. So if I went on Destiny 1 now, I have 3 Titans, but they have shit weapons. Yeah, there's like
without you, deleting Destiny 2, uninstall.
But yeah, like I remember because I was like, well, Destiny 2's coming. I'm never going to come back to this. If it's anything like this, I'll never. Destiny 1 will be shit compared to it. And I remember playing it. I was like, oh, I'm so gutted that I deleted everything because I would much rather go back and just play PvP in this, even though it's like 20 FPS or whatever. But yeah, Night Rain. Do you maybe want to save Night Rain for next time if you've not really played it? From what I've seen,
I'll put a lot of time into it for next time.
For me, for my quick thoughts, what I've seen on it.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm overdone with Elden Ring anyway. I do want to go back and beat Elden Ring eventually when I do Souls, whenever that is. But I just see Elden Ring now, and I'm just like, I've seen 2 people beat it SL1. I saw DKC do it all. I saw Rubbers do it all, and all the bosses. I don't need to see any more, and especially I don't need to see my gameplay on it. So, because my gameplay is awful. But so for me, it just looks like what was the mod? The like co-op open world mod that like I thought that it was literally just a DLC for Elden Ring. It wasn't until maybe the last reveal I was like, oh, it's an actual different game, and then I read into it and I was like, oh, and I think DKC said it today. He said on his own, he likes to play Souls on his own. I know that he's done like streams in the past with Olives and stuff, and we obviously beat Bloodborne when I was highly intoxicated. But I feel the fun for me in Souls anyway is on your own. Because when we did Bloodborne, it was all DKC. I was a drunken idiot trying to contribute, but dying every now and again. So and I feel like you're always, if you go into a thing with 3 people, you're always going to have a DKC on your team who's just going to fucking carry. So and that's not a bad thing. But I feel
that's why I want to get starting to play this kind of early, because you're right. I don't want to necessarily hop into with
and just not do anything. Yeah.
Why are you going this way? We're going this way. I want to get that first feeling of that I had with Elden Ring, right? Where I don't know where I'm going. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with the sweat right now. I know some people like that. They like kind of like the handhold. Come, hey, show me what to do. Show me what to go. But I kind of want to like go in early. I might just play with my first game, a couple games with some randoms, and just so I can kind of just have fun and play. You know what I mean? Before it gets like, okay, now I want to win. Now let's get sweaty. Now let's have a path to where we're going to go.
And I also, DKC said, this game can't really be played solo, or it's ridiculously difficult solo.
Yeah.
So, and that for me is disappointing because they've kind of, I get that the whole draw to this is co-op, but their main player base, like for example, I was looking forward to God Run 4. This ain't gonna be included in a God Run, and people will co-op it and do it hitless co-op. I can see that, but I don't think Hob or anyone like that will add it to a God Run because it's RNG. So you can't go, and there are some things that they leave down to RNG, but if you're doing, how many other Souls games is 7, and you leave this one till the last one, and you get a fucking stick as your fucking first weapon in the box, you're fucking livid.
Nice.
You've lost
stick.
like 50 hours of your life to the last game, and you got fucked in the ass by Miyazaki or whoever it is that does this one. So yeah, I think my impressions on it are that. Also, one thing I will say that's very good, I didn't realize how cheap it was in comparison to. I thought, because when you said you're getting it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait till payday and then I'll see. But it's like, yeah, it's like 35 quid. And if I get it PC, I can get it for 25 quid. So, yeah, it's brilliantly priced. I will say that. But is it priced because there's not much game? But I don't know. I've seen DKC play it, and I watched JP play it a little bit this morning. And I was watching XQC play it. But watching XQC play it is like watching. Yeah, it's not like watching someone play it really. So, but I think after you've played it this week and we talk next week, we do a cast. I think you'll be able to give a lot more context to it.
Yeah,
you'll have actually had hands-on with
it. Yep.
But it looks good.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
It looks nice, and it just looks like Elden Ring. So if you love Elden Ring, which a lot of people do, then it's Elden Ring that you can play with your buddies, and you've pretty much got unlimited content. You're not restricted to, oh, well, that's where the katana is in that fucking tree, and over there is where this MP... No, it's different every time.
True, it's drop. Yep, it's randomized
and it's different enemies, different bosses. So it's like the Chalice dungeon. It's basically the way I picture it. And why don't they just do this? Why don't you just do a Chalice dungeon game like this?
Mad about that.
Just do... If you're looking out there, FromSoft, and you want to give a fat guy £1 million, just do a Chalice dungeon game. Make the Cum Dungeon game. And that would be amazing. Make a Bloodborne version of this. And you could mark it 100 quid and everyone will buy it.
I fucking love the Chalice dungeons, dude.
Yeah, dude, they were amazing. That's why, in my opinion, we could go off on a tangent again, but Bloodborne's the best Souls game.
I love it's what I'm...
It literally has unlimited content with that, doesn't it? Because you can put so many codes in and have people's, not what they've made, but what people have found. Like DKC's Cum Dungeon that he takes me to and gets like 200,000 souls a turn.
Nice.
So, yeah. We'll definitely talk about that more next week, for sure, because you'll have a lot to say about it, because you'll have deep dived into it.
Sounds good, Daddy. Fuck yeah.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is Coop's favourite game, and Jesse's here. So, Jesse, this is your game as well, mate. Viva la France.
Oh, God.
Expedition 33, which I'm going to say, right, Coops, it's not that you don't like it. It's that I think you're a bit like me. I watched Ruthers play. I watched Ruthers do pretty much the entire game, and I had no idea what was going off. There was things that happened in the game, and I was like, "Eh?" Like, spoiler. There'll be heavy spoilers in this. I'm not going to spoil the last bit of the game.
That's fine. Yeah,
but maybe up to part of Act 2. So if you want to play Expedition yourself, or you're playing it and you've only just started it, goodbye.
Big
dyslexia. But and I'll be a bit in and out, and feel free to interject whenever. But they kill the main character off at the end of the first act, and I was
I watched that cutscene too. I've seen that cutscene,
and I was like, I watched Ruthers. I watched the final cutscene. I remember now Ruthers watching the final cutscene. And I was like, but at that point, I was working, so I didn't have any sound. I didn't know the context of anything. I didn't know what was happening. But I was adamant that Gustav was there, and he was in that last fight. And I was like, when he died, I was like, nah, he's going to, and all the playthrough, I was like, he's going to come back at some point, and I'm going to have to pretend that I don't know. But I was like, I know he's coming back at some point. So I was adamant that he was coming back, and we were going to get him as like Super Saiyan fucking Gustav, but that is kind of spoiler to Endgame. I apologize, but
no, it's fine.
Yeah, the game is really good. I watched people play it, and I didn't think it looked like much, and then a couple of people like Cappy was saying, "Oh, the parrying's just too much," and I get why people would say that, but I'm going to go through in the order I've wrote things, because otherwise I'm going to be going backwards and forwards.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
So I'm going to talk about what I didn't like about the game first, because I feel there's not much that I didn't like. So I didn't like, first of all, the lack of not the main map point, because they have believe it or not, they have a world map in this. I think Square have said even that they don't believe in world maps in RPGs anymore, JRPGs. Final Fantasy hasn't had a world map where you go and walk around like you do an expedition.
Yeah.
Since Final Fantasy 9. I mean, 15 it's not a world, you're on a city or a giant, you know what I mean? You're in a section of a world.
Right.
You're not in a world of like Africa, Asia, Europe, America.
Yeah.
This is like that. This is it's not, is it? It's Europe and France, but this feels like a world map as opposed to a city or just a biome. So this proves to me that you can still do that and it still be fun.
It looks really good, to be honest. I do like the world map design. It's definitely a throwback to classic RPGs. You know what game that kind of made me miss world maps, and it's completely different, was Tiny Tina's Borderlands.
Yeah,
they did that little.
That's what I was going to say.
And I was like, holy shit, this is cool.
When
I missed this.
First went to the world map, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Tiny Tina. And Tiny Tina was good. I think it's better than Borderlands 3. It was amazing.
I do too. One of those was a lot of fun.
It was a great game. But, yeah, you get a map on the main map, on the world map. You can press up, I think it is, and you get like an overview and you can have a look.
Okay.
But that's all. You can't mark anything on the map. You can't... What the game needs is like a key. So you can go... Okay, because you go to some areas and it'll tell you, danger, don't fucking go in here, like you're going to die. But there's no way for you to, you just have to remember then, or write down, okay, I can't go in the baguette shop.
Just like mark it on your map or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can come back here later on.
But in like The Witcher or in another game, you could mark it like cross or question mark or whatever. So that is a bit annoying. But again, it's their first game. I'm really having to nitpick here. The bigger problem for me is when you go into...
and that sounds like, I'm not interrupting you, but that sounds more like a quality of life.
Yeah, exactly. I mean?
All
these are quality of life
improvements, yeah.
The bigger problem when it comes to maps is the smaller areas. So you go into Coop's Mum's Pussy Hole on the map, and it's stinky, it's
real stinky,
dingy.
dirty.
It's got a couple of people in there already looking for their watches or whatever, and
bring a douche with you.
And but there's no map there, so especially when you go into you're progressing the story and you go into an area, you don't know whether the down there is the right way to go or left is the right way to go, and your intuition tells you, well, surely the way to go is just forward, so I'm going to go left. You go left and a cutscene starts and you fight a boss and you're like, fuck. So it's just annoying to me that I get it for immersion. They don't want to put like a fucking marker on the screen of this is the way to go. But just have Gustav pull out a fucking compass. Like a bit like Isaac does on Dead Space, and it just shows him a line. Yeah, they could do it with this where he opens a compass and he gets a bit of smoke or something, veers off to the direction of the main objective, and then you can go the opposite then. And
like Ghost of Tsushima even too. Like
like
I love when
the
wind, exactly. The wind kind of guides you. Like when games do stuff like that, where it's not just a HUD smacking you in the face. It's
cleverly implemented.
Yes, it's awesome. I love that.
And I feel that it's easily to implement. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making it sound easy. But again, it's not game breaking. It annoyed me, but I still went and did everything that I wanted to in every area that I could do. I've not gone and done end game bosses because I'm not as good as JP and Ruthers and anyone else who can fucking play the game on hardest difficulty anyway.
Yeah,
and then do all those super bosses. Like I'm just not that good. So, but yeah, that is an annoyance. Another annoyance, again, not massive, but I think I am just blessed with Yakuza of having auto progression in like side dialogue. Because the game is entirely voice acted anyway, I get it's kind of nice, and it's a nice throwback to your classic PlayStation JRPGs where Cloud's talking and you have to press X then to progress his sentence to Tifa, who replies. But when they're already speaking, why do I need to press X for her to then say her line?
Yeah.
So give me a button like in Yakuza, you press R3 or L3, I can't remember. But it'll just do it on its own when Kiryu gets to the end of his sentence And I can understand in Yakuza why it has that, because you have to read it. It's not all voice lined. So you have to read that out loud, or if you're streaming, or read it in your head. But in this, it's all voice acted, so it doesn't make sense that they have that. So that's annoying. And the amount of times I skip dialogue by accident because of that did my tits in at times. And then the only other thing, now I personally wasn't affected by this, and I should have been affected by this because I am an idiot and I misread things anyway. But I think the lack of tutorials, I know 3 people that have played the game and have been playing the game without equipping their Pictos or Pictos properly, because they don't realize. Yeah, and I don't remember it saying it, but I'm going to click everything on the menu. I'm not really going to read the small pop-ups, but I'm going to definitely read I'm going to click everything, just see what it does. And because, I might find a menu, and I wanted to get to the point where I could make my own build and try and beat the game easily that way. And I think by the end of the game, I had a good build. It was a bit repetitive the way I played it, but that's the build I had. But yeah, I think when I went to Tom's, he didn't have any Pictos equipped apart from like the ones on his character, and then he had like 50 points to spend. And he was like, "Oh, I was wondering what all those points were," but I don't remember the game ever explaining that. So, and it doesn't explain for me. I was very confused. I was making everybody learn every Picto to begin with, and then I realized, well, you just have to learn it on one, and then everyone has the ability to learn that. So, for example, you might have an ability that lets you, I don't know, fire with every hit. So, not cast fire, but do fire hits. If you learn that with Gustav, I thought that now, okay, Gustav's learned it, I'll give it to Luna, and she can learn it. No, once Gustav's learned it, everyone can now equip that. So it's like they share what they learn, which is cool, I think.
That's cool. That is cool.
So people might argue, but I think it kind of adds more to it of like, well, they do sit round a fire and chat. So of course they go, oh, I learned how to do this ability. I can teach you if you want. And of course they do that, and they fight together, so they get an idea. Yeah, I just think that tutorial wise, it doesn't really do a good job. But the game doesn't really feel tutorial heavy either. It'll show you like an on-screen thing. Okay, this is a new character. This is Verso. This is how he works. Boom, that's it. You never give another tutorial again. You're just giving it in his first battle, and that's it. And for the first time you fight certain enemies, when they cast like not haste, it's called something else, not haste, but it'll tell you the first time. Oh, it's Berserk, I think. No, it's different. But Berserk, they'll cast Berserk, which means that they take more turns, I think. And it'll tell you what that is before as they cast it, which is cool, I think. Yeah. Whereas in a lot of other RPGs, even like old JRPGs, you kind of just have to assume that you know what haste is, and you know what Berserk is, and you know what Fury is.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, you just have to figure it out. Whereas now, you just go, Fury, what's that? Oh, I'll just Google it. It's easy now, isn't it? So, the game does a good job of that, I feel. But yeah, they're my cons. They're literally in the 70 hours I put into the game. And early on, my only other gripe was, and this only seemed to be for early game, is the audio levels were all over. Like, the characters would be talking, and the music, like just ambient background music, was just way too loud. And I remember saying, "This is gonna fucking piss me off because I'm not gonna be able to hear what anyone's saying." And it was breaking my immersion a little bit at times. But that's me. I sat long and hard and thought, because I didn't want to just come and suck its dick, which I'm clearly going to do.
Which everyone's doing right now.
So I thought I have to be, no game's a 10 out of 10. But this, for me, I gave it overall like 9.5, and I've only given another game 9.5 this year, which was Undertale. No, Undertale. No, definitely not Undertale. Earthbound. I always get them mixed up.
Yeah, they're similar. Oh yeah.
So, and this game has so much good for it, and I'll go through that now. Unless you want to say anything about anything I've just said, because I've just spoke for a long time.
All I really want to say is this game's a overrated piece of shit. Really. I think it's dog shit. I played it for about 5 minutes on Game Pass and I uninstalled it.
I get what you
think
mean though, because I'm very much like that. That's why I've not watched Severance yet, because everyone's sucking Severance's cock,
yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
know they
there's
are,
no way
yeah.
it's that good. But I'll watch it. Like Breaking Bad, it took me 10 years to watch Breaking Bad. It's
Yeah,
I was like, it's dog
but it's
shit.
worth
I'm
it.
not watching it. Watched it.
Yeah, fuck this show.
We binged it
Damn it.
in 2.5 weeks. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's one of the best
Fuck,
shows.
it's good.
So
Yep.
I'm very much
No,
like you with that. I don't like jumping on the bandwagon and you being like, oh, it's the greatest game ever. Yeah. Oh, TikToks with people that would never play it. Oh, this is the greatest
right.
game ever. No, you normally just play Call of Duty. What the fuck are you doing? Get off my game. Get off my
Yeah,
get on my genre of games. But I think that's what's the best thing about this game is the fact that everybody is playing it. It's like Elden Ring. It's like Baldur's Gate. It's bringing new eyes not only to this game, which this joy face. I just read Jess's message. This deserves everyone's eyes on it, and everyone should give it a go because it's got a bit of everything in it. If you like a good story, it's got a really good story. It's not overcomplicated like your traditional RPGs or JRPGs. There's not 1,000,000,001 characters. There's about 12 characters in total that you have to that you get to know well. So you don't feel like, who the fuck's this guy again? I don't remember. I've not seen him in 12 hours. Even if you've not seen someone in 10 hours, you know who it is straight away. You're like, oh, that's, John.
That's good when you have memorable characters that you care about. Yes.
And the rare thing for me in games like this, I usually hate one or two characters. Or in some Final Fantasies that
most of them.
I hate most of them. Like Final Fantasy X, I don't like anybody in that game. They're all, apart from Lulu's tits. There's no one else I like.
I like Lulu. I love Orin. I liked Orin.
Orin's cool, like Orin but
I can't stand Titus. I can't stand the main fucking or Tidus.
Bitch, man.
I can't fucking stand. I never liked him.
So
annoyed the shit out of me.
This game, I love everyone. In fact, I was spoilers, but I was fucking gutted about Gustav, man.
Yeah,
he was my main character. I was like,
cool. He's voiced by Charlie Cox, which is really cool.
Yeah. And he looks like Robert Pattinson. It's Robert Pattinson.
Like
I don't care what anyone says. It's Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he looks like Robert Pattinson.
So,
character model.
So I loved every character. I think they're all good. There's not even there's usually like an annoying character. There's not even an annoying character. Yeah. I will safely say every character is funny in their own way or serious when they need to be.
Yeah.
There's no one that I'm like, oh, he's a bit of a knobhead. Verso, he's made to be where you don't really know him and you don't know if you can trust him.
Okay.
But Verso is my favorite character in the whole game. I really like Verso, and I think he's got. I always forget the guy that voices him, but he's
Star.
He's a really good voice actor.
Yes, he's the next one. That's kind of like the new Troy Baker.
He's going to be the Troy. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. He's in everything now. They're using, but he's great. He is excellent. I like his. He obviously Clive in Final Fantasy 16 is where where I first learned of him, and I'm sure he's had other roles in other games, shit like that, even beforehand. But yeah, he is a great. He's an excellent voice actor.
Yeah.
He's got. I do like his voice.
Yeah, he's got a great voice. He does. I would say he's like the Henry Cavill of games for me at the minute.
Yeah, kind of. You're right.
If I walked in my bedroom and Ben Starr's hanging out the back of Lee, I'm just gonna clap and watch and probably masturbate. But yeah,
P. Diddy all over again. Lord. He's gonna film this shit.
Don't stop; it'll make a good redeem. But yeah, the characters fantastic. I'm just going to reel them off and go into a little bit with some of them. The graphics, really good. When I first watched the game, I wasn't sure on the art style. Like the feel and the vibe and the setting, I was like, ooh, I don't know. It just looked a bit. I'm very put off with if something's too weeby, even though I'm very much like, oh no, it's just a turn off for me. It's especially character design. Obviously, character design in this is realistic. It's like watching actual people. But if we have anime style characters, I find it hard personally for me to give a fuck if that person gets blown to pieces. I'm just like, well, they just stopped drawing the cartoon girl. I don't care. Whereas this had like a weird, like you'll know if you've seen it when you've seen the game. Like it has a very, like you could show a screenshot of this game in 10 years' time and people go Expedition 33. That's what that game is. Like it's just very distinctive in it.
Yes.
The voice acting we've said was really good. When you get to say this is technically an indie game. It's not an indie game. This is what the standard needs to be going forwards for any game. AAA or AA and up, or I don't know what the terms are, but this is where everyone wants to go. We need it to be like this. The voice actor, when you're getting Andy Serkis in, who is star-studded.
Well, Andy Serkis and Charlie Cox, and I think even the one girl in Daredevil was in it. I can't think of her name.
Yeah, I know the one. I'm terrible with actors'
her name's
names.
Karen.
Her
name's Karen in Daredevil, but she's fantastic.
Yep. So when you get in,
I didn't know she was in it.
Yeah, when you're getting people like that in, you already know that they're onto something, and clearly they're not just going to take anything, are they? They know that they've been sold this, and rightly so. It's not a fucking fever dream. It's real. It's great. So yeah, the dialogue is great. I'm reading it bad. The soundtrack. I remember Ruthers when he played it. He was saying that the soundtrack was really good, and I'd watched it all on mute, so I didn't hear anything. The soundtrack is incredible. Like I'm a big sucker for video game stuff anyway. Like I have a bunch of vinyls. I listen to video game music. The last 3 years, my Spotify Wrapped has just been Sega. Is my top artist listen to. So I love video game music. It's probably some of my favorite genre. It's probably my favorite genre. So the soundtrack is really fucking good. The gameplay. So for me, in any JRPG, or we'll just call this an RPG because it's not a JRPG. But towards the end, you're a bit bored. You're a bit sick and tired of it. So you tend to just auto battle or just spam through it. In this, you kind of have to concentrate through the entire game, whether you are fighting shitty enemies or whether you're fighting a boss. You can die to anything. Like if you don't dodge or you don't parry, you're fucked. Like you're just gonna die, and then you're gonna have to start again and do the battle again. And for some people, it's a pot off, but for me, it kept me engaged the entire time. And by the end of it, I was probably parrying way more than I was dodging. And to begin with, I was dodging everything and I daren't parry. Because I was like, I'm not going to take the risk of getting hit. I just want the guarantee of dodging. And I'll do damage. But then when I realised how good parrying was, I started to learn that side of it. So yeah, the gameplay is fantastic. The fact that it kind of ties in with the gameplay is that there's so many different builds you can do. I feel like every character probably has about 10 builds that you could do. Different play styles. There are certain characters that are just mainly a support character, but they have abilities in their skill tree that could make them kind of tanky or more of a DPS. So
I like that.
It's great, and it's funny watching, even just watching, like, again, I watched Brothers, but I didn't watch. Not that I didn't think I was going to be able to play this. But I was watching, but I was like, well, I don't want to just copy anyone's build. So I've literally, it's not been until I beat the game, I've looked at like a bunch of what people do, and they do like stupid amounts of damage or whatever. But I feel that the variety in skills and playstyles everybody has is so good. And I think it's what kept me. I could have totally changed up my tactics towards the end of the game and gone completely different. Even gone with like a different characters if I really wanted to. But I kind of stuck with my 3 that I really liked, and I didn't really give enough chance to the other 2 because they had weird playstyles and it didn't really suit me. Whereas I know Ruthers used, and a couple others, like I think JP also used Monaco, or they call him in game Monoko. It's not Monoko, it's Monaco, mate. But he's like your blue mage. So every enemy you kill, he consumes. He consumes their feet. Weirdly enough, he has like a foot fetish. It
Nice.
must be a French thing. And he learns an ability of them, and then that becomes, then you can do that ability to whoever then. So he's probably the most variety you can do. You can probably do like 100 different things with him. It's crazy. And his skill tree compared to everyone else, he has like everything. It's crazy. So but I fought with him once, the tutorial for him, and that was it. I was like, I don't really fancy going back and killing everything again with him to then go, which one now do I want to use with him? I'd rather just go, I'm liking what I've got now. I'm going to keep with these. And I'll definitely play this game again. I'll use him then, for sure. But yeah, the gameplay, very good. The variety in builds is crazy. I love... You'll never see two people's playthroughs be the same, really. Using they just play the same characters and same build. But it's going to be rare. Yep. Like, if you were to play it, you'd be totally different to me. Even when I went to Tom's, he's using the same people but totally different build. So it's like,
that's cool.
It's like I'm playing 3 different characters. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Good villains. Good villains. Usually in games like this, they're very hit and miss. Either you are shit scared of the villain and think this guy's gonna fucking destroy the world, or you can sometimes think, oh, he's not as scary. We're so powerful. Like sometimes,
there's no intimidation.
I love God of War, I never thought at any point that Kratos is going to die in any God of War, because I'm just like, Kratos is Kratos. He's just going to rip their head off. You know what I mean? So whereas, like, especially with the decision they made with killing Gustav early, you're like, okay, it's one of those games. Anyone's going to die. Anyone could die at any point. So, yeah, I'm not going to go too much into the villains because I don't want to spoil, but I really like the villains.
We can definitely we can go into it more too, because there's more I want to say about it too. Just we gotta wrap up soon.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine.
I just gotta get going. No, I don't want to. I'm having a blast.
Yeah,
but yeah, I gotta go pick up the kiddos.
Wait, how long you got?
A couple more minutes.
Okay. Other things, just to go through quick. Also, they kind of had balls to do what a lot of other games don't. Like, for example, killing a main character off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's typically, that's rare when that happens. Yeah, for sure. And they decided to do something like that.
I didn't know that was going to happen, and yeah, so I was very surprised at that. And it's very ballsy of them, because obviously they've got a big actor to play him, and he's gone after the first act, and that's a third of the game, not even. So
yeah,
that's ballsy. And then they do something else late game as well that I didn't see coming. So they haven't just played it safe, which is I think a lot of indie companies would have done. They'd have just gone, let's just go predictable, let's just beat the bad guy, and the game ends, and we all go and plant flowers and celebrate life. Right. This game doesn't do that. This game isn't scared of that, and that's a really good thing as well. And it's a good length. It didn't feel like it dragged out at all. I didn't feel, come on now, let's just get on with it.
Right, I'm done with this. I want to get to the end. Yep.
So that was very good. And then lastly, before we wrap up, just I feel like I said before, this game, I think personally, is it going to be my game of the year? Up to now, it is, but I think it probably will win game of the year, just because this is another Elden Ring. This is another Witcher 3. This is another Baldur's Gate. This is a game that's going to inspire people to go and play not just this, and bring people that wouldn't normally play this, but it's going to inspire people to go and play Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy whatever.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good
Persona, thing. You know what I mean? People will go and check out this genre now thanks to this, and for that alone, it deserves Game of the Year. Because it's brought more eyes on than what Final Fantasy has. I think Rebirth, we talked about that last time, was a bit massively disappointing, and if anything, it's just tarnished. It's tarnished the Final Fantasy name in a way, the series. Whereas this has done more for Final Fantasy than what Final Fantasy has done in years.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep, I agree with that.
That's why it definitely deserves Game of the Year, in my opinion. Up to now, not hopefully, not that I want it to not be Game of the Year, but hopefully we get something at least competitive, like Metal Gear,
or Death Stranding 2. I hope it fucking eats it. I hope it eats its lunch. I know it won't.
Silent Hill, but yeah. Maybe that's definitely what we'll. So next time, maybe next week, this time next week, we will talk about more upcoming Night Rain, and then I also want to talk about shows that might give you some time to watch Andor, because I want to talk about Andor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got to get more into Andor for sure. It's fucking awesome. Really enjoying it. No, I just to speak about Expedition 33, just real quick. I'm just enjoying hating on it because I know it's don't say shit to anybody, but I know it's a good game.
Yeah.
Like I understand that, but it's fun hating on it because I'm on my X feed and I'm seeing all of this fucking praise. Just oh my god, it's the best game I've ever played. It's the best. It's got the best. And I'm just like it just makes me think of the South Park where they're farting into the glass, and they're smelling it. It's like it's just so pretentious. It's like Jesus Christ, is this game really that fucking good? But I know it is. But I'm just enjoying hating on it.
Yeah.
I makes me laugh. But and then someday I'll probably sit down and give it an actual chance, But no, I do appreciate it for what it's done to bring back interest into RPGs and showing what indie studios can do. You don't need giant budgets and with creativity and a great story, you can make a great game.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
in a sea of games that are coming out, there are focused multiplayer, microtransactions, games like Baldur's Gate 3, which I don't care, never will play it, but I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's bringing people back, it's bringing single player games back, and so no, I definitely appreciate what these games are, even though so
yeah. No, I agree. I think for sure, I think that's the biggest takeaway from it is that it's what it's done in general for the genre than the game itself at times.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a bit of a dead horse. Like we've done, like Final Fantasy have tried everything since the last great one, which was 12. In my opinion, 13 is okay, but it's a bit stale. The characters are horrendous in that game. I didn't like anybody.
No.
15 was good. Again, I loved all the characters, but the gameplay was boring. The world was all right.
Yeah.
16, I liked the combat. I liked the characters. The story was okay, but it felt like just an empty world at times. And then Final Fantasy 7 is just full of fetch quests. And the world is terrible. I just think it's massively disappointing. Yeah. And I think they're not looking at it as how to show love for it. They're thinking it as how can we make money? How can we just get as many eyes? Let's try and bring as bigger audience as we can. And whereas this, I don't think they've thought about how much money can we make from this. I think they're just thinking, let's just make a great game. Everything that's good in games, let's put in this, and that's what they've done. So, yeah. It's fantastic. I'm sure we'll talk about it more next week as well.
Yeah, definitely. We can, for sure, get into it more.
But yeah, thank you, Mr. Coops.
Yeah, of course, man.
Coops is awesome. Is pretty much the solidified... I don't like saying guest. Well, what's the word? Co-host. It's both of that. That's why I like Fluffcast, but I would like it to be like incorporated in both of us, because it's not... You put just as much work into this as I do. Like, I know I made the fucking shit graphics or whatever, but you come up with ideas. You have more clever things to say than I do at times. So I don't think it's fair that it's just my name on it. We will revise the name, and because it's ours.
That's
it's
up
not
to you,
mine.
man. That's up to you.
And if when some big brand, whoever, like Intel, decide to sponsor it, it will be split down the middle. It won't just go to me. Until I cancel you, then it's all mine.
Right.
I'll just link the DMs.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Mr. Coops. Happy birthday for yesterday. Please, everyone, wish Coops happy birthday. He is honestly one of my best friends. So
I love you guys. So love you, man. Thank you
that he is doing this with us. And yeah, thank you. Anything you want to say, Coops?
No, just it's been awesome. Thanks for having me. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Love you guys. Thanks for the birthday wishes. And yeah, we'll be back next week. I want to definitely do this. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks, everybody.
Right, cool. Coops, if you have to go, you go. I'm gonna go and play, I don't know, Marvel Rivals. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Oh, yeah, you're streaming too after, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep streaming. But yeah, thank you, Coops.
Nice.
I love you, dude.
Yeah.
And Fluffcast won't be a year until the next episode. It'll be at least, at most 2 weeks, but we'll try and keep it weekly. But yeah. Goodbye, Mr. Cooper. Goodbye. It's just me. Thank you, boys. Also, Coops messaged me 25 minutes saying, I only have 5